Hello, and welcome to another episode of Oh My F***ing Christ, what the hell kind of have I got myself into this time? Or 5 by 5 as it's otherwise known. So, if you follow this regularly, excuse me, now I'm coughing. If you follow this regularly, you'll know that I'm dialing back 5 by 5. And today, the last 24 hours at least, has been a prime example of precisely why I've got to do that. So a new show, I want to say I've created a new show, but I'm not going to because that's not true, really. What's happened is that a new show has sort of evolved on the Night's Arcade channel that I never intended, but I started playing multiplayer, which I don't normally play, but I started playing multiplayer online with one of my Twitter buddies, and it turned out that in actual fact, my normal experience with multiplayer is quite poor. I don't really like doing it very often, and I have tried it many times, but it turns out that with this particular person, we just kind of have a chemistry that works. So he and I, we just sort of bounce off each other quite well, and as a result, we just have so much fun doing this, way more fun than I've had in multiplayer for a long time. But that comes with several problems. First of all, other people around me assume that it's just something I want to do with everybody. It's like, oh, okay, not so much, really. Whereas I really, really want to collaborate with other people and get them involved. My wife's been part of this as well. On special occasions, as collaborations and shout-outs, because that can be a little bit of fun and, extra bits of tweaks here and there. But as a regular thing, it's spiraling out of control where it involves any more people than he and I. To give you one example, for the last 2 weeks, I've played this game online with him, but also with my wife, and with Shikanta, who you'll all know. Kitty, who was here before. Shikanta, as she goes by on YouTube, you'll all know her from episodes that she puts on Night's Arcade. And we've had a great deal of fun. But between playing with Eric, my buddy, and playing with my wife, and playing with Kitty all together in this game, over the last 2 weeks, I've managed to accrue over 21 hours of footage. Now, the game capture only captures the chat of the other people, for whatever reason, only captures the chat of the other people in the group, not my headset chat is not captured. So in order to have the conversations between us make any sense whatsoever, I need to record my audio separately, right? So then, let's not take 21 hours, let's just take, say, 4.5 hours, right? I then have to import my audio into the computer when that's finished. That takes about 5 minutes for a 4.5 hour file. I then have to import the game capture, which has everybody else's audio as well, into the computer. That takes about 20 minutes for a 4.5 hour file. Then I have to open up my editor and import all those files into the editor. Now that, for a 4.5 hour file, it takes about the same time again. So 5 minutes for my audio file and 15-20 minutes for everybody else's. But then I need to tweak because there are audio peaks that are sort of going way above the level that they should be, and they're clipping, and it's a little unpleasant for people to listen to, especially if they've got headphones in. But I can't just compress because of all the nuance in the game sound. The compression wave doesn't work quite as well, so I have to hard limit the peaks and then amp everything else up afterwards. Now, I can do that by exporting stuff from the movie editor into an audio editor. The problem is that the audio editor can't handle audio files that large as imported from this because the computer's trying to do too many things at once and it needs more memory, so I have to chop those into file. Now, they're about 90 minutes long at this current capacity, which means a 4.5 hour file has to be chopped into 3. Then I have to hard limit it, so that's 5 minutes to export. Then I have to hard limit it, that's another 5 minutes. Then I have to amp it back up, that's another 5 minutes. Then I have to export it all to a file, that's another 5 minutes, and then import that file back into Movie Studio is another 5 minutes. Then I can start editing it. So it all comes with a tremendous amount of work. And the problem I'm starting to have is I really want this new show to continue because I just love it. I think it works. We work brilliant together and it's a fantastic show that I think I really want to keep doing, and he seems to want to. The problem is that's so much work that I'm going to have to limit it somehow, and I don't really know how.